Joyce and I celebrated our first anniversary this past weekend. It's been a wonderful, wonderful relationship that God has blessed us in because of his faithfulness. We had the chance these past couple of days to reflect on what's happened over these past 12 months and the things that it seem that they come at us like you wouldn't believe. It came so fast. And in other ways, it feels like we've been married for a lot longer. But I also had a chance of sort of reflecting myself this week about marriage generally. Sometimes we look at Matthew 19 and we look at that passage and think that it's really a passage about divorce. Well, if you think about it, it really isn't. What Jesus is doing in that passage, as the Pharisees challenged him to consider whether a man could divorce his wife for any reason, Jesus is very explicit. He doesn't necessarily directly answer the question, but he does. And he says that, haven't you read, he's talking to the Pharisees, these religious leaders, saying, in the beginning, the Creator made them male and female, and said, for this reason, a man will leave his father and mother and be united to his wife, and the two will become one flesh. So they're no longer two, but they're one flesh. Therefore, what God has joined together, let no one separate. Well, what Jesus is doing is taking the negative, which is divorce and the separation, the tearing apart, to the next level, which is to say, look at what the Creator had actually decided was going to be this union. It's the fact that his plan is perfect. A man and a woman are together and they stay together. It's not, I'm trying to be a good husband and forcing myself to stay with this woman. No, it's a matter of seeing what God's initial plan was. Jesus looks at the positive, but we tend to look at the negative. What's it going to do to prevent a divorce? Rather to say, let's elevate marriage because it's God's will for us. That's our encouragement for you today. I hope that in your relationships, you can look at the positives, what God's plan for those relationships actually are, and that you can be one with your spouse.